there are like 3 things we're looking for in life support. We want to find Kirk Renner, we want to find a way through to the main lift, and we also want to find a way to the power plant, yes. I have no idea whether my mad ramblings on the topic of Typhon and Morgan are relevant. Although, actually, let's just get this guy, though, before I do any more. Nope. Damn, he's in a decontamination chamber, so I can't actually keep shooting at him. Whoa! Oh shit. Was that like a second etheric phantom, or did it recover his powers? That's a new one, I think. Well, that was not a clean fight. Nevertheless, I am the one who survived it. Welcome to life support, I guess. And yes, there were 2 phantoms. Damn. Typhon organs. Typhon organs. Yes, that makes me think, actually. I'm still thinking about this, let's see, notes. Hey, I've got some scope chipsets to fill in. Hold on to... Governor optimizers might be good. I don't want the mech tech, don't care about that. Nullwave shielding probably also not good. Oh yes, try out the shotgun critical. I picked that up earlier. And, oh! Okay, yeah, psychoactive charger. That seems like an excellent thing. I don't know how fast it is, but I would very much like to regenerate psi over time. It's slow. So it's kind of turning to look down at the sidebar on the bottom left of my screen. Of course, this doesn't do anything because the user interface moves when I turn. Anyway, I completely forgot why I had actually opened the menu here. Okay, the thumb drive. Do you remember this? All neuromods are made at the expense of human victims. I've been trying to figure out like what that means, but I think maybe I knew it all along and I hadn't put the pieces together. Gallegos herself says, you know, this will not be easy to believe. But what if it's actually really obvious? Do you remember the guy who may or may not be called Aaron Ingram?
Look, I'm telling you, on my mama's grave, that is a stack of lies meant to make pushing that button easier on you.
Extract
Okay,
exotic
fine,
material, Jesus Christ.
I want to be honest, some of it probably is true. I've done some wrong in my days, but this ain't right, now. Come on, y'all got to let me out of here.
We met him in the containment area, which at the time I mistook for the guts. And he was... They were going to have a mimic attack him in what I thought at the time was an experiment. But that area was called materials extraction. And it was next to exotic materials storage. We know how the Typhon reproduce. We saw that at the very start of the game, immediately after you get out of the sim lab. They reproduce, they need, you know, title of the game, they need prey. Basically, a mimic will kind of jump inside of someone, drain out their, I don't know, DNA or something, and make several more mimics. And that means that all these neuromods, which we make out of freaking exotic material, you know, used by the fabricator, to make a neuromod, you need exotic material. To get exotic material, you need to extract it from a Typhon, because they haven't figured out a way to make it other than that. And to create Typhon, to let them breed, you need to kill people, or let the Typhon kill people. That's actually heinous. I need to turn into a coffee cup or something. I'm just going to use these, you know, incredible powers derived from this evil act to enter this random room in life support. I haven't been paying enough attention to the things around me because of this revelation. There was this guy Harvey or something. What was his name? the lead engineer of the neuromods, when he found out what the exotic material was, having not questioned it for a long time, he killed himself, and I think he also killed his co-workers. They wipe the minds of everyone who works in psychotronics, like every month or so. They reset their memories, and they're the only people who know what's going on.
Alex, I figured it out. Just too late.
Graves, are you still in fabrication?
The receptor molecules, the exotic neurotransmitters, we didn't synthesize them. And there's no terrestrial source.
Graves, don't do anything drastic. You know me. You know I always have a contingency plan.
We've been shoving it into our skulls. It all comes from them. But you never...
I'm going to send someone to help you.
I need to get this out now. Oh god, but the neuromods, they can still be fabricated.
Graves, do not touch the neuromod licenses. Do you hear me?
Trenstar's entire business was built on literal human sacrifice, feeding people to alien monsters. Maybe we should destroy the whole station. You know, like still don't regret letting that such shuttle go. Those people, they didn't know what was going on, weren't involved, etc. But yeah, I wonder if they needed so many volunteers. Air mixture regulators and atmosphere. Okay. I've got some water pressure regulators. I don't really know why. I could use one of them in the kitchen, but there's no reason to do so. So seriously, I mean, okay, so the Typhon I'm fighting now are like free range, as it were. I mean, yes, they certainly still reproduce by killing people, but they're doing it themselves. You know, these are ethically sourced neuromods that I'm fabricating, but in order to bootstrap this whole process, what Trenstar was doing was Typhon farming and human flesh. So I went into that. I'm displeased. Ari Ludnart and Roger Meir have equipment. Read some emails. Ha, same thing. Spare parts and a glue cannon. Okay, well, I don't particularly need those, but look, if I come across those people and they are dead, as most people on this place are, although yeah, not all, I will indeed loot their bodies. Yeah, you know what? I didn't need to use mimicry to get in here in the first place. Which is good, because there's nothing obvious that I can mimic to get out. Okay, so that's where I entered life support, and then I got distracted by revelations. Like, wow, all of this is very evil. And sure, a lot of people, probably most of the people on Talos 1 did not know what was happening. Even the psychotronics workers only found out about it occasionally. Like, they sort of got reset every couple of weeks, presumably so they didn't have time to develop enough scruples to object. I don't know if I want to go to the lower level right now. So Gallegos had effectively only been there for a few weeks. Everyone had. I assume, we're talking about data recording, I suppose they all kind of left notes for themselves saying, hey, there's a good reason for what we're doing or something. Was the reason that they were paid money, I guess? Ooh. Rest in peace, Ari Ludnart. Indeed, 5 spare parts. They did have, you know, good asset accounting in this place. So yeah, sure. Many or most of the individuals on the station are, not directly to blame, but some people knew. Alex, obviously, a few of the directors and cronies of his, only a very small number. I think Dr. Igwe probably knew. But more importantly, you know who must have known exactly what was going on? Morgan. So, I've mentioned before that I don't really trust past Morgan, as in... but I was talking about January Morgan there. Rest in peace... everyone's dead, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Augusto Vera and Erica Teague. I'll just leave that for a sec. Rest in peace, Carol Sykes. Because I want to finish this thought, which is that, as I'd been saying, I don't really trust January Morgan, who had become someone else from whom Morgan used to be. These memories that I have from 3 years ago, or appear to have. The Typhon case is starting to look... simulation possibilities is starting to look really possible. But now I'm thinking, like, Morgan from before his memory got reset. Sure, he may have had... I don't know exactly what was going through his head, but it was not right to do these things. You can't... They may have thought it was the future of the human race, but they didn't even have a plan, as far as I know, to do anything differently. Like, they were just like, oh yeah, we'll just kill people, forever, to make the neuromods, so that we can sell them for money, I guess? That's actually very bad. You can't just do that. So, these guys, the U's, I don't like them.
Talk to me. We've had enemy contact, but the enemy, they should have held position in the cargo bay. I couldn't, Chief. I couldn't let those people... Can you get to the escape pods? Negative. The escape pods are malfunctioning. It's like they're locked in place. Only 4 of us made it to life support. 5. I'm picking up Remmer behind you. Negative. Remmer isn't Remmer, Chief. These things. Chief, the main lift. It isn't working. We're locked out. Oh my god. Remmer's here. Stay away. Teague. Stay away. Teague. Erica, respond.
Okay, so I found what happened to Kyle Remmer. A preemptive rest in peace there. A note. Stashed in the hall by the escape pods. Cool, I'll check that out if I ever get there. Teague also had a note on her. Do not share with Weber. The security booth safe code. Cool. Not that I've ever really needed a safe code in my life. Hang on. Recycler charge trap. Ah! Chunks! This freaking Ukrainian. I don't even have a keycard to get in there, and yet he's still out to get me. Oh hey, so that leads to the... Right, so that's why they were saying they couldn't get to the main lift, because that's where they were. So, Remmer, it's not salvageable, he's a phantom. Hell, he may have been the etheric phantom that I destroyed. It's unknown. Trenstar... Well, the core of Trenstar was absolutely rotten. Okay, radiation. Does that mean there is a cystoid nest in here? Or something else? Yes. You know, I wonder if I can deal with cystoid nests the same way that I deal with other radiation sources. Oh.
Please clear aperture of debris.
Please clear aperture of debris. Yeah, that was effective. Oh wait, that's fantastic. You get a whole bunch of exotic material from cystoids this way. Normally they don't drop any. Because they don't leave corpses. So actually, recyclers are the preferred way to deal with a cystoid nest. Or a bunch of cystoids. Now I know. Division. Yeah, well, the neural horizon here. Look, neuromods in their present form, as currently developed, we're absolutely going to have to freaking stop using them. Like, oh my god, they had gone absolutely power mad. That's another spot to attach a recycler, isn't it? I wonder if I got the recycler with my own recycler charge. I suspect so, because I also heard an operator in here, and I don't see it now. I think because I have recycled it. Whoops. That's okay, I'll get a new one. Which I badly need, because I'm on 26 hit points. Yeah, I kind of...
medical class operator ready to deploy.
This is actually going into evil wizard territory, right? Like, we're playing a fantasy game now. Because Alex and I think initially Morgan believed that they believed that Morgan, that the future of the human race was these, well, if I trust Alex at all. Anyway, they may have believed the future of the human race was these powers, these noetic powers, which you can get using the Typhon material. And they also wanted to make a lot of money with the more regular neuromods and connectome mapping. Incidentally, much of their technology is fine. TriStar has done some cool breakthroughs and stuff. Like the connectome mapping stuff is just ordinary brain scanning, insofar as that is ordinary. And the neuromods, they simply design synthetic neurons to match these brain people's maps. Where the Typhon material comes in is that it somehow restores brain plasticity, as if the people receiving these things were infants. Rest in peace, Tobias Frost. Psychoactive particle injector. What does that do? Injects psychoactive particles into the water supply. Well, why does he have something like that?
You wanted to speak to me? Yes, I'd like to arrange a time to oversee installation of a special particle injector in the water treatment facility.
Hang on. You want me to do what now?
I've already confirmed the inlet and outlet fittings are to spec.
And just what precisely is this thing supposed to inject into our water supply?
That's an important question.
I'm not at liberty to say.
Uh-huh. Well, then, we have a problem, Tobias.
Dr. Kelstrup has already seen and approved.
I'm going to need to see a signature from Alex or Morgan or something like that.
But
So, until I see ink on a dotted line, you'll just have to keep showing your special injector to Dr. Kelstrup.
Psychic water. Yeah, once again, we get Alex or Morgan. They were running this damn place together. Water treatment facility. But why would I want to do this? Okay, I guess that's an option. I'm in life support. I'll try and find the water treatment facility. I'm not totally sure I'm going to inject anything into it, though. Why is that an objective? Very unclear whether this would be good. So, I want to find a way into here. Hello. It's an operator. That's helpful. That would be helpful if I could find a way into here. It's helpful anyway. The whole TriStar thing. So Morgan's breakdown is now really starting to make sense. 3 years or 2.5 years by then. That was like, December Morgan, basically. Was the breakdown era, I think. And December Morgan was concerned mainly with escaping from the station to get to Earth and tell people what was going on. Morgan in the breakdown log, and in the log that Alex hid away in his office, is talking about how he would never have done this. How they tell him, "Oh, you were part of this," etc. Which all the evidence is pointing in that direction. Sorry, I'm just like taking my hands off the keyboard to wave them around angrily. The point is, Morgan was part of all this. That seems pretty clear, pretty irrefutable. But when he had his memories reset to the Morgan of 3 years ago, the person he was then thought, "Oh, this is not something I would ever have done." He learned about what happens in psychotronics. He specifically used that term in the breakdown, which is to say, effectively, human sacrifices of some to give others godlike powers. It's bad stuff, basically. You shouldn't do that. And he didn't like it. I wouldn't like it either if I heard about it. I'm hearing about it now, and I don't like it. So he wanted to disclaim responsibility for this. They wouldn't let him, effectively. Okay, I guess I gotta go try and find a key card for that office rather than simply banging on windows. It's possible I could unlock the door by shooting something at the computer screen there. Oh, you know what I should try? Powers. The human sacrifice powers, although that's not the only source of them. Remote manipulation. Yes, I've been interested in this one for sure. Interact with devices and distant objects up to 10 meters away. I believe I'm within 10 meters of here. So this brings back the Amnesia parallels to my mind, as in Amnesia: The Dark Descent, where the protagonist is like, "Oh no, I can't bear the guilt of what I've done. I know it needs to be set right. What if an amnesiac version of myself could do it?" Isn't that interesting? Target the box. I need to be able to aim differently. If I crouch, I'm too low down. What if I drop glue? Crouch on the glue. Yes. Oh, it doesn't let me open the door, but hey, it's still cool as hell. Ah, these powers are great, but you know what? Even though they're great, you shouldn't allow yourself to be seduced over a 2 or 3 year period into thinking that it's okay to take prisoners convicted of various crimes which are not even like death penalty level in many cases. Not that the death penalty is ever acceptable, but you know, it does exist in many cases. Thankfully not in my country. Anyway, take these people, feed them to alien monsters wherein they die and are eaten from the inside out, in order to breed more of the alien monsters, in order to blend up the alien monsters into monster goo, so you can inject the goo into people's brains because the powers are so cool. None of that is okay. This isn't helping me open the security office, though. Alright, I'll be looking for a key card. Perhaps Elazar will have it. Let's just head somewhere else. Incidentally, this almost certainly goes to the main lift. I suppose the keycard could be through there. Yeah, I will actually check on this. Oops, I've upset the turret, I think. It's broken and hacked anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because there's a little area on each side of these lift doors, which before you get to the lift itself, there could be stuff there, even though I'm not headed to the lobby right now. Alex Yu must be stopped. Hell, Morgan Yu probably has to be stopped, but yeah, it's kind of he's stopped himself. It's happened, not intentionally, but hello. Phantom Corpse. Hey, is this the one I fought that one time? Could have sworn there were things on the body, if so. Anything else interesting? I could use glue to climb the shaft and see what happens. Can you climb all the way up to... That'd be very tedious and dangerous to do so, but can you climb to the lobby? Oh. Not manually, but... with glue, perhaps. Why am I even attempting this? Oh. It truly is both tedious and dangerous. Oh. This is not really something I should be doing. Or is it? Oh boy. Okay, so it's not as unsafe as it briefly appeared, because I can use gliding to get back down the shaft safely, or possibly safely. But while not quite as dangerous as it first appeared very dangerous. Am I going to commit to this bit? Ow. It would involve a lot of quick saving. Tell you what. Check in again in a few minutes. Alright. I've just spent the last little while role-playing as a member of the Yu family, which is to say as a scientist so obsessed with whether he could, he did not stop to think about whether he should. And here we have the results. Oh my god, what is this? It's... holy shit. I think I just jumped into space, but without microgravity being initiated. Okay, what is going on? This is not what I expected. So the game's physics engine really holds up, and the physical realism of the station layout also holds up. I'm actually very pleased by these things. But I'm a little worried about what happens next. What if I glide? Can I save myself? Oh. Oh, goodbye. Oh no. We're leaving everything behind. So, I guess the lobby map loads a bunch of the exterior geometry. Thus enabling you to see out the windows and see large chunks of the station as they are. Great, like I said, the kind of physical layout of the place is fantastic. But what it does not load all of... There's the lift up there. I reckon I can still get to it. Not sure I should. But I do think I could. The thing is, I have not been spending glue ammo at the rate I gain it. This is a position to be in. And I put myself in this position. So, yeah, you know what, it rules. Yep, that's my final verdict. I'm just going to save the game at this point, where if I want to, I will not overwrite this save, ever. I'll keep this as the one where I can come out and jump into space, even though I don't want to do that. I have no desire, no reason to jump into space. It would not benefit me. It would be deeply inconvenient, but nevertheless, the fact that I could... Cool. The game's internal logic almost makes sense there. It would make much more sense if there was a window. Oh no, hang on. I'm gonna have to traverse differently because... Right. Okay, I have to go this way instead. The reason I'm using so much glue here, like I said, I've got plenty of ammo. It also just makes the whole thing a lot quicker, because while I can jump around on small platforms, I spent a while doing that off camera. It's an error-prone process. You have to be prepared to load and save the game a lot if you do it that way. And the saving I'm okay with, but the loading is kind of annoying. So just to confirm here, I can jump into space again, yeah? Yeah, I can, yeah. I can go through all the geometry here because there's no colliders on it, but... This life support excursion has really been derailed. Okay, so, yep, I'm not giving up, you know. I didn't say anything about giving up. Why would I? Having come so far. Possibly because it's tedious and irritating, but it's not actually irritating. I like, you know, the feeling of having broken the game. A game with so many systems, in which they had so many intended interactions. I have also found an unintended interaction. Like I said, using only partial glue coverage is a recipe for frustration. Okay, let's do a steep but solid path. Also, you might notice most of the interior geometry of the lift wall here is not real. Oh, yes, thank goodness. Glue is easy to climb on, you see. On purpose, I assume. Basically, by doing this, by spending all of this ammo on this stupid thing, I am announcing... 3 layers of windows you can just fall through. I am announcing to myself, if nobody else, and to you, the viewer, if anyone's watching this episode, congratulations, I envy you. What a fantastic discovery to come across. Anyway, I'm announcing that I have decided to forego some amount of gluing of Typhon in the future in exchange for laughing at Physics Engine. So I'm actually going to come up underneath the lift, I think, which is not necessarily going to be useful. I might not be able to get into it or anything, but we'll find out, right? We'll find out together. I've given you this privilege. Okay, let's actually cut across there, maybe. A little bit across. Ooh.
Good evening, Talos.
Hello.
A word from our security chief, Ms. Alazar. To protect your co-workers' privacy, security terminals are reserved for authorized uses only.
No, don't fall down. Maybe I should head around the wall a slightly different way here. I'm like approaching this almost as if it's an intended thing. Why did they leave a gap Why did they leave one of the doors
A word from our
to the lift
security chief, Ms.
shaft
Alazar. To
broken
protect
down in
your
life support?
privacy,
If they didn't want
security
me to do
terminals are
this,
reserved
they
for
must have wanted me to
authorized
do
uses
this.
only. If you're not wearing a blue uniform, you're probably
It's
not
actually the game
authorized.
designer's fault if you think about it, that I'm doing this. So I've noted before when I'm inside the lift that it's like not a real area. You sort of only get a small subset of the controls available. When there was that one fight scene inside the lift, it had to teleport you into a different level. Aha! Yep. Here's the result of that line of thinking. The lift isn't real. Like, it really isn't real. You can walk through it. It does not have colliders. Which means I can continue with my absurd plan, even though it means walking through the lift geometry. I'm so close now. No! The trouble is there are real colliders up here now, because I'm now at the lobby level. Like, I've actually climbed all the way up from life support to the lobby through the lift shaft. And that's so freaking cool, but we're getting into territory where the game is starting to realize what I'm doing. It probably has no idea why the hell I'm doing it, but they know that something is going on. Yep. That was completely pointless. Will the lift even function properly now? I mean, I assume colliders, if colliders are disabled through that area, it shouldn't matter that the geometry is going to clip through the glue, right? While I'm down here, there's actually something I wanted to do, which is visit the security office, which is right here. Right here. Because I got this thing, the lover's gift, yes. This objective is very strongly suggesting to me that I might want to track L Gold next time I'm in the Arboretum. I reckon I know where her body is. I've found it before, I believe. But the tracking bracelet will still make things slightly easier on me. I won't have to re-search for something I'd already found. Unfortunately, they sort the staff in a way which makes sense to them, based on to what division they are assigned. Ah, okay. Gravity Chief. It's an interesting job title. Hey, Gravity Chief, I'd like to report a violation. Someone's been completely fucking with everything related to the gravity. And it's me. So I want to return to life support. I want to end my crime spree. I hope this lift still operates normally. Even though there's blorp, glosh, clack. Okay, that's actually better than I could possibly have hoped for. The glue is just like blasted off the walls as I travel down. That's hilarious. Well, my adventures are over. But there was no point in having this adventure anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's go back to life support.